Hi, welcome back.
To Serial Killers in Jail.
I put up with so much.
So very much.
Okay, moving forward. We've ranted about this, we have raved about this, we have promised this for many, many moons.
I think we've mentioned this movie in probably 4 or 5 videos now.
Our older ones before
On Facebook.
Facebook flagged us, tagged us, and then deleted us.
Whatever.
I personally think that's a foundation to a good page.
Absolutely, and we bounced back pretty freaking quick.
Within what?
We're only 29 members short of where we were last time.
Yeah, and within 24 hours we had the page back up and running.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyways, today is a awesome movie review in the B-rated world. This is one that Tara and I came across because she has a undying love for llamas.
I love llamas.
That's her thing.
I wanted to get a llama. I really did. And I was asked, well, what do llamas do? I don't know. They llama.
They llama.
They llama. I wanted to name it Llama Mama.
Yes.
Needless to say, I didn't get my llama.
But she has plushies and little body warmer llamas and llamas with ball gags on.
There really is. There's a llama with a ball gag.
Yes, it's yeah. So we came across this movie on Prime, and
it was totally accidental
yeah,
too.
but the fact that we saw a llama on the screen,
He humored me.
I did.
It wasn't even the movie we wanted to watch originally.
No.
We just came across it while looking for that other one.
Yes.
And it turned out to be a good thing
Yeah.
that we watched this one first because
the other one was so bad. We watched that one after this one, and we made it like, what, 40 minutes in?
I think we made it probably about 30.
It was...
To this day, we still
haven't watched it. It's still on our continue to watch, and we can't.
Horrid.
We can't do it.
And we've watched some stuff.
And it had so much potential. Like when we first the sofa, killer sofa. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And it's fun. It's not even a sofa.
Nope.
It's a lazy boy lounge chair. It's a recliner.
Yep.
It's not even a sofa. Aside from that, heads up, if you see the killer sofa on Prime, just
go past it.
Don't waste your time.
So this video that we're doing is a complete spoiler alert. So
Full spoilage.
So if you've seen this movie, awesome. If you haven't seen this movie, we highly recommend this for our B-rated movie lovers out there. What movie are we doing the review on?
Llamageddon!
Llama freaking Geddon.
And there is
title.
And there is so much to this movie.
It's wonderful.
I mean, even the in-depth behind type stuff, the things you don't see up front in the movie, that is just so corny.
It was so corny, but the people that made this movie purposely made it bad, but also put so many Easter eggs throughout the movie that it was so great to watch. We've watched it probably.
I think we've watched it at least half a dozen.
I'd say probably more than that.
I mean, what, 3 times this past week doing our notes?
3 times.
Oh.
Yeah, we watched a lot of Llamageddon.
Oh.
She's got sinus issues going on.
I had a tickle. I apologize. I had a tickle. I finally have my voice back after a few days. For anybody who works with me that's watching this, look, it's back.
Kind of.
I'll be able to shout across the kitchen again.
She still can't scream like she used to, but...
Maybe that's not my downfall.
Burn!
So anyway, this was a student project.
Yes, consisted of like 25 to 30...
25 to 30 students that stood in as cast and crew.
Yep.
And it was a no-budget film.
And when you start, and we're going to start from the beginning and go through the end, but when you start watching this movie, it takes a turn about 2 minutes in, and it just, I could have watched it, but we'll get to that. Well, I could have watched it both ways, you know what I mean? But anyways, Prime... if you look on Prime, it says 2018, but the movie was actually released in 2015, but Prime got the rights to the movie for...
they purchased it for $1 million.
$1 million.
No budget, student project
$1
that
million.
was purposefully made to be really bad was purchased for $1 million.
Bravo.
Way to go, guys.
Bravo. And it is one of our favorite B-rated movies.
I definitely put it it's not my ultimate favorite.
No,
but it is in my top 5.
It's in the top 5 for sure.
It's one of those, everybody has that film that you can watch over and over and over without, ever getting sick of it. For me, it would be Mel Brooks's Spaceballs.
Spaceballs was pretty good. That's a good background noise.
Oh, are you kidding? I know every line. I love that movie so much. Or like Jaws. I can watch the movie Jaws over and over and never be sick of it.
It's just a good movie.
Always looking forward to that, that one scene of we're going to need a bigger boat. Or where they're sitting around singing their sea shanty.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I've had days where that song gets stuck in my head. So, yeah.
So the movie starts out with a cartoon animated scene of their planet and their Nazi marching llamas.
If you've ever watched The Lion King, there is the scene where Scar is high up on the mountain or the crag, and all the hyenas are going by goose stepping.
Yeah.
It looks identical
just like
to that scene.
And you have like little alien llamas like being born out of these eggs and stuff.
They're furry eggs.
And they go onto these spaceships.
The spaceship consists of a horse trailer
with siding or with tin roof.
The rippled tin roof stuff off to the side, standing in his wings. But this intro, it's all animated. And the animation is
great.
Wicked.
Whoever did the animation on it,
bravo.
Did a great job.
Very, very good.
And then
I could have watched the movie like that all the way through.
Absolutely.
That was so cool.
That's what I'm talking about. It's so interactive. It's beautiful. And so the llama's going through space, then they all go out their own separate ways, like on a mission.
But they never really explain why they're going. I mean, they look like they're going to war.
Yeah, but then they all separate and are all solos. And then so this llama is going through space, comes across Earth, and does its goose spit thing off of its spaceship to destroy the satellite.
Oh,
and when it goes through,
it wasn't a satellite. It was a space station.
Or a space station, right.
And you can see the little astronaut floating outside.
Yes.
And at first you think, like the first time we watched it, I thought, oh my God, he crashed into it and that's why he crashed on Earth. No, after the third time of watching it, I know it took me 3 times.
It's its weapon that it shoots.
Yeah, it actually shoots the space station down.
Which is the same goo that it shoots out of its actual mouth later
on in the movie. Yes. Yeah, which that was...
So as it passes through this station, it cuts its wing and crashes.
Yes.
Okay, so the very opening of live action scene is... So,
it's a whole new title page.
Yeah, so that title comes up, and then they have a secondary title that comes up. Both say Llamageddon on them.
Was so conflicted, and I gotta wonder, was that one of those things where it's like, oh, you think you're getting an animated film? No.
See, and I thought the same thing.
I was like, that's evil.
But as the spaceship is entering Earth's atmosphere and about to crash land, the opening scene where you can clearly see that it's a filter over daytime that is trying to be nighttime,
it's so bad you can barely see.
Oh, you can barely... Yeah, but it doesn't look like night at all.
No.
And there's this flaming meteor-looking thing going through the sky. It's stupidly awesome. It really is.
You get... As soon as it crashes, you get a good view of the llama. Like, they instantly give an opening. Suddenly, the back of it opens, and the llama comes out, and it's got these bright red glowing eyes. Through the whole movie.
Which we made fun of from the very start that we watched it, that most of the budget must have been spent on the glowing eyes of the llama.
Oh, yeah, and then the opening animation. Because it sure as heck wasn't spent anywhere else.
No. So... You come across this farm, in which the couple, which you later find out are grandma and grandpa, which they don't.
They don't look like they were able to be Grandma and Grandpa.
No, the llama somehow at night gets into their house, opens up doors.
Yes, it's a magical llama.
And then murders this couple. Which then brings us to the scene of the funeral.
Yeah, all of a sudden it opens to a funeral. And of course you have all the cars leaving in the procession and so on and so on. And they focus in on one particular vehicle. Mom, sister, and brother. And they have a very typical, mom, sister, brother thing going on. But it's such over-exaggerated whininess.
And the brother has this I can't even do it.
He does this high-pitched voice, and he's kind of pouty, and you really want to reach into the screen and freaking choke him.
That's what it sounds like. But the mom,
sister is the best though.
Yes, but the mom is older than the grandparents.
And she's supposed to be the daughter of the grandparents. I found that amusing.
Hilarious.
Yeah, the daughter is very vapid. I mean, your typical valley girl.
Yes.
Ooh, I just totally dated myself. These days you'd call it a Visco girl.
So they're all complaining and, bitching at each other when they're being driven to the grandparents' house to stay. They're literally being dropped off at their now past deceased grandparents' house.
Yeah, mom is just dumping two teenagers
to watch over
like teenagers.
Yeah, to watch over the property as things get sorted out, which who knows how freaking long that is. But they pull up and the mom's like, "Help me with these bags." And tosses this bag at the kids. It's literally a lunch bag.
And they're
like
all clearly empty.
A picnic lunch bag that are empty that she needs help with to carry inside.
And the entire time, you got the brother whining about why wasn't Dad at the funeral?
Why wasn't Dad?
He should have been there.
So Dad is getting his rocks off with this chick. But what's so funny is the camera is literally attached to like his chin or something.
The entire movie had some of the most unusual and unexplained odd angles. What is it? Wide angle fish lens or something?
Fish lens.
Really up close, and they tilt their heads funny.
And the dad's like, and as he's getting his rocks off, he sounds like a dying zombie. And it's so close to his face, you can see up his nose and everything.
It's so weird.
It makes you uncomfortable almost. It's so funny.
So then mom just bails, leaves these two kids there. What is the first thing a teenage girl or boy is gonna do?
I'm calling my friends. I'm gonna get my friends to come over here. We're gonna have a party.
Who the fuck is Mark?
Oh, that was the best.
But it's no fake.
Oh, we gotta bleep that.
I did the number one for me, so you're at 1, I'm at 1.
No, I haven't said the F-bomb.
Since we started the YouTube? You did 1, I thought.
Oh, maybe I've done I don't know, it behaved lately.
Huh. Damn it. Anyways, totally worth it. She's naming off, that she's going to call so-and-so, and one of them's Mark. And so she goes walking away, starting to, to get ready to call, and the brother without any facial expression goes,
"Yeah,
who the fuck is Mark?"
He just sits, and it's the way he says it too,
but with no facial expression.
It was so weird. He just keeps staring away.
And
it was bizarre.
So the next 30 seconds to a minute is all about the sister calling these people,
and this wingnut counts every single person she calls.
And I actually made a list of every single person. We got Stacy, Mark, Dan, Sheila, Trish, Sebastian, Barney, Mike, Caitlin, Miguel, Kim, Ernie, Julie, Spocky, Sally, Cody, Mary, Alex, Ted, Emily, Rob, Annie, what was that?
Zeus.
Stacy. Zeus was next. Casey, Harry, Tessa. 27 people. in this 30s.
He's taking this very seriously.
It was hilarious. And then she's like, where's my money?
Oh, one of them, one of the calls, she's like, where's my money? And I'm like, ooh, she's kind of gangsta.
It was freaking hilarious. So she calls all these people, and literally 3 out of the...
3 off that list
out of the 27
actually showed up.
But there's like 11 people at this party, but only 3 with the character names of the...
Yeah.
It was Alex, Stacy, and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Were the only 3 out of the 27 that she called.
And then you ended up with a bunch of other randoms. So, they're having this cheeseball party at the house.
Some are playing beer pong, the others are hanging out in the kitchen.
Yeah, and there are some bizarre interactions while playing beer pong. It was that whole, okay, drop them, show them what you're working with. He goes to drop, and the girls...
As he's crying.
Oh, no. Prior to that, one guy goes to drop, and he's like uber cocky and confident about it. And the girl next to him goes, nice. And goes back to playing beer pong. Then the other guy is all crying as he's got to take him down, and she lifts his shirt.
To show nothing there.
Let's just say the package was not impressive.
Basically to show that there's no like bulge, there's nothing there. And she's like so like happy to show everybody, and he's literally like upside down face pouting like it
was ridiculous.
Damn it! I don't think I said the whole thing, but damn. It's 2, 3. This movie's got me excited. Anyways, so you go over to the kitchen, and in the background of the kitchen, they're like sitting in front of the sink, and there's an opening in the wall.
It's usually called a pass-through.
Yes.
Where your countertop in the kitchen goes through an opening.
Be able to hand things through.
Yeah, exactly. It was a big deal in the 60s and 70s in the U.S. to have that because, you know, you had your Tupperware parties and jazz like that. And you still see it sometimes.
And you have the first conversation. She goes, I can't believe Pluto's not a planet anymore. That's the starting scene.
That's the discussion.
And the girl, Mel, right?
Yeah.
Looks over at her, like, about to laugh. And she goes... But I hear Uranus is...
I hear Uranus is nice this time of year.
And you can tell that they both smile. But in this moment is an Easter egg. Mel's boyfriend, who's not even supposed to be there yet, Ted, is in the background.
Through the background.
And sits on the couch. I found that myself.
That one we found by accident, actually, on this very last time we watched it.
Because during this time, you have this gentleman, what's this guy, Dan, that his Easter egg is epic throughout the entire movie.
Whole movie.
The entire movie from start scene with him to the end. And
the number is astounding.
Again, well done.
Well done. What is this Easter egg, you ask? Well, throughout the entirety of the movie... His t-shirt keeps changing.
Almost every single scene.
Every new scene that he's in, his t-shirt changes. How many times did he change his t-shirt?
27 times.
27 times throughout the entire movie, his t-shirt changes. It took us how long to figure that out the first time we watched?
It was about...
I think we were, about halfway through?
I'd say about halfway through, and you noticed. You're like, wait a minute.
Something fell off.
You're like, that wasn't what he was wearing. And then we started... paying attention to it, and almost every single time he comes into the scene, it's a different shirt. It's a different tank top.
It was when the shirts started to get more and more ridiculous that I picked up on it. I was like, whoa.
So, so at the start of this party, you've got the brother that's in there, like, basically being a freaking weirdo.
Put your drinks on coasters.
Which I use coasters.
Let's keep this clean.
I use coasters, however... He does it very creepy-like. So...
It's almost like hovering and lurking.
The sister calls it Operation Laid, which Dan and Mel are trying to get the brother laid by whoever girl slut that they brought in.
Oh, no, but she doesn't want her too slutty because she didn't want her brother getting syphilis and then being turned off to fun forever.
So Dan, who is creeped out by the brother, goes to Mel, pulls her to the side. This is where the scene's coming up. Pulls her to the side and goes, you know, how am I supposed to work with this, yada yada. And they start talking about sex, and then all of a sudden, this dance scene comes on.
And the music is very, very Michael Bolton, lots of saxophones and everything like that. And they just sit there and they're grooving with it, and it lasts
58 seconds.
Almost a whole minute.
Literally a and
it's
just them going like this.
Yeah, it's weird angles
and the guy's going like that.
It's so
freaking.
It's so unnecessary, and I'm sitting there going, "What was this, like a time filler? What the hell's going on here?"
When we first watched it, it felt like 5 minutes.
It was actually uncomfortable to watch. Like, it actually kind of makes you a little uncomfortable.
Because it's literally just those two dancing in this weird, like...
It's so cheesy and
like,
creepy.
wannabe sexual way that it's for an entire minute.
It felt like a flipping eternity.
So, moving forward, you have your separation of the party. You have your partiers that are playing...
You've got your beer pong, you know, all of your games and stuff. Then you got people who are doing their drinking games.
Waterfall.
Yep. Then you have your group of stoners. Everybody's broken up into their little social spheres.
And the stoners are freaking hilarious. The first thing that they're talking about is the argument of which Evil Dead movie is the best. And then you have the chick that's...
I've had that argument so many times.
The chick is just like, dude...
Army of Darkness.
What is wrong with you two? And
all I can think is every time I've had that argument with somebody while in that state of mind, that was me.
Army of Darkness.
Screw Evil Dead 1 and 2. Army of Darkness.
It was so good.
So that's another one of those I can watch all the time.
You've got the guy on the right, though, that is your definite Shaggy of the stoner group. He's super fun to watch. He's very... He's very cut, like, as far as his structure goes, and he's just super fun to watch because he's got that vibe about him that...
He is very stoner.
Yes.
He is
he's
very
natural stoner. And there's a part where they're talking, and you want to tell him? Go ahead and tell him.
So, we have a guy that leaves to go outside to go utilize the bathroom, even though he's in a house that has indoor plumbing.
And instead of going just around the corner, he travels a kilometer out.
Away from the house.
Away from the house.
But he is the first one at the party to encounter said Llama.
Yes.
And Llama scares the ever-loving out of him, and he comes running back into the house. Slams the door, and something from the frame falls down. And you watch him look at it and look back.
He watches it and then looks back and smiles a little bit.
Like, so not pre-planned. Like,
it was not pre-planned at all.
He had this look of, oh, look at that.
Like, oh shit, I actually looked at that.
I guess we're going to have to explain that to the people we're borrowing the house from to film this.
Hilarious.
So anywho, he comes in, flops down on the couch. Shaggy dude takes a look at me and goes,
Dude, Cody, you seem really, really tense right now. Here, I'll pack a bowl for you.
It was creepy.
See how uncomfortable that was?
It was weird.
Yeah. 15 seconds, was it? Yeah.
I believe so.
Or you did like... No, it was 7 seconds for the stare, but you're 12 seconds. Yeah. 7 straight seconds, which actually we did fairly well. That was weird.
We laughed our butts off over this.
It was hilarious. And we actually, when we first watched this movie, rewound it and watched it again because he literally stares into your soul waiting for you to pack a bowl.
It's like he gives you time.
He gives you time to open your bag and scoop and get ready because that's what he's about to do.
It's as if he's sitting there saying, you're going to want to get stoned for this one. It gets worse.
It gets worse.
Like he's doing the viewer a favor.
It's so funny. So, one thing that we forgot. When the spaceship lands, it's got this little, site of where the, horse trailer is.
Oh.
You've got a helicopter that comes down, which obviously is a rental helicopter for $500, you can tell.
It's so weird.
This guy, this random older gentleman comes out, goes, My God.
Oh, he does the whole thing where he removes his sunglasses.
My God. All right. Bag it and take it back to base. And then gets back in the helicopter and flies off. There's nothing to bag. It is literally a spaceship. But then you have the scientists that have the area blocked off with the tape.
Scientists.
Which one is wearing like a striped shirt, and then the other, they have their lab coats on.
They look like dentist coats.
And this it's an older gentleman and a guy probably my age.
Give or take.
That says like, man, I'm getting too old for this. To the older guy. And as they're talking, they're smirking because it's almost like improv when they're talking.
Yeah, it was like they had no lines at all. Like somebody just said 10 minutes prior, hey, we're going to add this in. You, get over there.
Get some coats on, and this is the scene. And you don't see this throughout the entire rest of the movie, anything that happens here. But he's like...
They find an egg.
They find an egg, and he's like, oh, man, we couldn't, in our lifetime, couldn't even imagine to comprehend the knowledge that I can't even say it's so stupid.
It's so horribly bad.
And he's like, it must have bursted through Orion's belt in the third quadrant from the north.
Yeah, talking about something about the nebulon, and you could tell he was totally pulling this all out of his ass.
You could see him smirking on the right side of his face. It's so funny. But, anyways, moving back forward to
that random scene, that's it.
That's it.
They make no mention of it again. They make no mention of the alien llama egg. Nothing. Then all of a sudden you're back at the party.
Yep. So, the next part was the, this is when she starts talking to the friend.
Oh, yeah. So she's, Mel, the sister. She's
trying to get more people in.
She's waiting for a certain friend to show up.
And her boyfriend, Ted.
I don't know.
Ted.
I don't know. The boyfriend looks like an Ashton Kutcher ripoff.
And, yeah.
Like, if you were to order Ashton Kutcher from Wish, this is what you would get.
But, so she's messaging her friend.
The best way to explain it, this is what their messaging looks like. Yeah.
And they're actually looking at the bubbles. They're not looking at their phones.
It's just, oh, she's funny. Yeah.
Something about some D. That is how they do it. They're looking at the bubbles that are popping up on the screen. It's so freaking funny.
It took watching the movie twice before we really picked up on, oh, she's not even looking at her phone.
Yeah.
Like, this movie made me feel stupid for not seeing some of these things.
Well, the first time we watched it,
I think we were just in absolute awe of how bad it was. And I was so stoked over it.
Right.
Llama.
So, but it was so bad.
It was horrible.
But it is now one of our favorite movies. But anyways, so the girl that she's texting, she looks up and slams on her brakes and sees the llama out on the road. So the camera
spanned out so that you see the side of the SUV.
And the llama.
No lights are on the vehicle, but there's a light shining.
She's driving at night and she has no lights on. And yeah, there's lights coming from both ends, shining on the llama's ass and the car's rear end. But the car itself doesn't have its headlights on.
She just sits there and looks at the llama like...
And she does this weird like...
And then all of a sudden...
It made my neck crack.
All of a sudden... Laser beams
from the llama
come from the llama's bright red glow. Laser beams,
and you can actually hear
lasers.
You can hear the charge up. It goes,
and boom, her car catches fire. They show her in a scene inside the vehicle with these really bad superimposed flames, and then a text goes through to Mel.
As she's screaming. And Mel doesn't even think it's just...
Naturally, she didn't show up for the fantastic party.
So then the boyfriend shows up.
And he is the epitome of
a dick.
Douche-tastic.
He is very douche-tastic.
Interested in one thing and one thing only, and Mel, unfortunately, is stupid.
And so I'm going to fast forward a little bit because it's kind of the dull part where they get in a fight, yada yada. However, the brother during this time is playing the waterfall game with the bully jockey and the rest of the crew. And they're forcing him to drink, which obviously he doesn't, but he's trying to have fun. So he then mentions after he vomits foam all over their cards that they have a hot tub.
You've been holding out on me?
Dan is upset that he was holding out, and he starts telling people, hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. They're all going to go fit in this hot tub, and magically they all brought their swimming suits. So anyways, this is when the boyfriend gets pulled aside by the chick that he's going to get laid by. And it's so funny. She ends up having him, like she's riding him, like smacking his ass.
Oh.
It's so funny. But during this time, the sister is also having sex with her boyfriend.
In the bathroom.
And there's a tongue scene that happens with all four of them, where it just is the camera on their mouths as they're...
It's...
like licking nothing. It's so funny.
The boyfriend and the sister Mel in the bathroom. As you are watching the two of them do this disgusting tongue thing, Easter egg, in the mirror, you see the camera guy.
It's so funny.
And all I could think is, how many times do you think they had to do that take? How many times do you think it took for the camera guy to not laugh erratically?
Well, what's funny is that in the mirror, in the reflection, when they're doing some of the funny things, the boyfriend, you can actually see him laughing or like smiling about the situation. They don't leave those things out. It's so
all that
freaking
corniness
funny.
is right there.
Right there. So they all do it. Everybody's headed to the hot tub, where the llama. We left a couple of kill scenes out. We're not going to tell you, but the llama gets into the hot tub. Now in the hot tub,
magically opening doors.
In the hot tub, you have. Dan went in, but they all forgot beer, so Dan left. Llama snuck past him somehow. And you have all these new random people that were at the party before.
Suddenly they're there and in the hot tub.
There's a horse mask. There's people that you've never even seen in the movie so far in this hot tub. And they're listening to the radio. Now, this is a radio from, like, the 60s, okay? It's got
the antenna.
The outlet plug-in that's about that big. It's probably like a 12 volt.
Kind of like my my record player one, where it's got
yes,
the teeny tiny.
I'm
like scared to actually plug it in because I don't know if
so
it can
tiny.
handle it.
It's so tiny that the llama goes and tosses the radio into the water, and then comes.
You get all this.
The electric scene.
It's edited in. Lightning and electricity. And everybody's flopping around.
That's all you hear.
Yeah, everybody's flopping around in here, and it lasts for...
1 minute and 21 seconds. And they're just...
The best part is 2 more people come in to join.
Oh, God.
See this, and go, how's the water? And they go to step in and get electrocuted.
Oh, gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
It's terrible. Long story short, Dan comes back with the beers, discovers everybody inside the hot tub is dead.
Drops all the beers.
Which are empty.
They're empty. You can literally hear that they are empty.
Can't mistake that empty can sound.
Nope.
Goes back into the kitchen where Mel is arguing with her boyfriend because he's a douche nozzle. Mm-hmm. Takes her drink. And just takes it down, and she's like, what is your deal? They're dead. They're all dead.
They're all dead.
In the hot tub. They're dead. In the hot tub. They go to check it out. You hear her scream, yada yada, and they come back. She then steals his drink, and he's left looking at this empty bottle like, the hell?
Brother is now done with their room situation. They all come out. They see the llama. They run outside. And this is where one of the best scenes comes out.
So, what's left of the party is all out on this front porch of the house, faced with this killer llama. You hear the llama's eyes. Sounds so bad saying. You hear him charge up.
Because 2 of them go to run.
2 decide to take off. and he shoots his laser beams
Straight
and
through.
Explodes both these people. When these people explode,
and they're probably a good 15 yards away from...
give or take.
15 yards away from the porch. Okay?
So these two people are evaporated. And then suddenly, blood. And it's hilarious. You can tell somebody had a hose.
It's from a squirt gun. Like, they had it in a Nerf, like, water gun.
It had to have been. But it's like somebody's just hosing these people down with the blood. And it's not good blood.
No.
It is the type, if anybody's ever played with fake blood, Halloween blood, it stains your skin.
It's orange.
The remainder of the movie, anybody else that's left alive, their skin is stained from this blood.
They're orange throughout the entire rest of the movie.
Here is the best part. Dan, the guy who has the t-shirt that is constantly changing, is dead center, and everybody on either side of him drenched. Dan has absolutely nothing on him. And he even makes notice of this.
Even looks at himself
and then turns around and goes back inside the house.
Oh, and so then the llama spits on Mel's boyfriend, this green goo.
Oh, and it's all like, slimy looking, which, llamas spit. He begins to transform.
Metamorphose
into a monster llama human hybrid beastie.
But every time they zoom or they show him and then go to like the party and then go back to him changing, his fur is in different spots.
Yeah,
almost
he starts
every
to grow
time.
fur on his arms. He has this huge wad of fur come up his neck, on and on and on. And as the movie goes on, new things alter about it. Like the fur on his arm will be missing, or he'll be a little hairier around the neck. Yeah.
It's so good. So then it cuts to a cartoon. Oh, so they all go running.
They all bolt to get away from said llama.
And the llama's shooting at them, and then they decide, well, you're half llama, and that's how they can trace us, so go away. They ditch the Ted or Todd or whatever his name is, the boyfriend. To which the actual llama finds him.
And suddenly it cuts to cartoon scene.
Which is beautifully done.
Llama then gets into mounting position, and here in his stomach suddenly opens up and tentacles come out. And you hear him scream, "This is not fun! This is not fun!" And then suddenly it goes back. The best part about the llama chasing everybody, when it shoots its laser beams, suddenly fireworks start going off all over the place. I really think a majority of the budget went to these awesome fireworks.
And there's a dog.
Yes, you'll see
random dog.
You'll see this black Labrador every now and again, but as the fireworks go off, you see the dog running around.
Like it's happy.
Yeah, like ooh,
its tail's wagging and stuff.
We're playing.
Oh, it's so funny. So now they are being chased to the barn, but they end up finding the spaceship. It's Dan, Mel, and the brother.
Everybody else has died. Lloyd.
Excuse me, Lloyd. They find the spaceship. Tell them what they found in the spaceship.
So the control panel was all done in, like all buttons were pieces of taped on foil. And in the center is a great big plastic wiffle ball bat wrapped in tin foil.
You can tell it's a wiffle ball bat. And
wrapped in foil.
Grabs it. Comes out and he goes,
"This is a weapon.
From space.
It's a space stick."
Space stick.
He calls it a space stick.
Now, Dan's final scene is about to come because he learns that he can hit these so-called lasers back at the llama, which he only does one time. After he makes a wonderful speech about how, they can't let everybody die in vain.
Very Braveheart-ish.
And he's in a Star Trek shirt. The final scene of Dan.
Yeah, like a Trekkie costume.
Trekkie, that's what it is. I never watched Star Trek, so I don't.
Hi, I'm a Trekkie.
Yeah. Star Wars. Anyways, he's in a Trekkie suit. Final scene. And he misses the llama. He only hits like one or two of them back.
Give or take, yeah.
Misses, and then does the blow up. Now this is where my favorite blood scene comes in. No, because right before it was the girl they got laid by that with the.
Anyway, they do the shooting of the blood.
Straight into this dude's mouth.
The guy who's playing the whiny brother. And you can actually see and hear him go...
And when I do his gurgle.
So now, only people that are left is brother and sister, and they're hauling butt through the field trying to get to the barn.
Yes, in which the one that was Todd or Ted, whatever, has cooped up into the barn as well.
The human hybrid llama is hiding in the barn as well. Prior to all of this, Mel had made a phone call. They had tried to call the cops. Naturally, the cops weren't going to listen, so she called Daddy. Well, Daddy finally shows up. They're sneaking around in the barn trying to hide from this llama, and Dad's there with his shotgun.
Sees a laser beam come out, and that's where he knows where to go.
So he follows in there. He walks through this barn. This has to be the longest barn in history.
Because literally a minute and 55 seconds. Now, take into perspective here, a minute and 55 isn't that long. However, on a movie,
in movie standards, that's like an hour.
It literally just shows him holding a shotgun, creeping through a barn for a minute and 55 seconds.
Now, mind you, through this entire time, you have got the llama hybrid human monster thing screaming in pain in one of these lofts because he is pushing out furry llama eggs.
In which the dad doesn't even hear, doesn't even register at all that he's hearing this dude screaming.
You've got these two fake legs, like furry legs, hanging out to either side. I mean, and he's like this.
You can tell that he's on his knees, and these legs are just placed there.
He is pushing out egg after egg, like somebody's behind him pushing it through a furry hole, and he just rolls them away. And the noises. Anybody who's ever watched Saturday Night Live back in the 90s, Jim Breuer's character Goat Boy, it sounds like that.
I never watched it, but
some of us had culture. It was horrible. Well, through his meandering down this apparently monstrosity of a barn, Dad comes across this.
And doesn't even take a second thought and just claps him.
After he says,
freaking
kill me!
So, and on the way there, he has caught a shotgun 3 times.
No, 4 times. If you count the time that he was out in the drive area, right? No, it was 3 times.
It was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this shotgun only has, what, 4 shots?
I'm pretty sure you can only put, like, 6 at most. There's, like, how many eggs were there?
There were...
9 or 11?
There were 11 eggs.
Okay.
So, he decides he's going to shoot every single one of them, plus the little llama hybrid type... I don't even know what to call him.
Without
he never...
reloads.
Never. Not once.
And it's so funny because when he, is, going like this and shooting, he's not recocking it or anything. There's no shells coming out. And the sound is actually off-key from him, going like this.
It's
like he's, pushing the bullets out. It's so bad.
Oh, shortly after this, Dad finally encounters the llama, and naturally his reaction is like, what the hell? They get into a kung fu fight with each other.
Yes, the llama.
And what you see is Dad sitting there swinging, and you can see him trying to not laugh as these 2 fake furry llama arms are being swung at him from all directions.
Oh, it's so funny. The llama ends up gorging out his neck, which was actually a really good scene.
It was a really good looking wound, though. The makeup effects were really cool.
They did a really good job with that. So, Dad's out of the picture now. Now it's just brother and sister again that are at the entrance or the opening of the barn where there's the combine. Where they come face to face with the llama one more time. What was the llama's name? Louie.
Louie the llama.
Louie the llama. Which had no idea until we paused it one time and the name came up and said Louie Llama. Which actually they ended up mentioning in the movie.
In the credits and everything like that,
Yeah. So, they come face to face with the llama, and all of a sudden, this tractor that has the, it's the one that gathers,
I don't know farming equipment. It's got the great big blades that run like this, okay? Just use your imagination.
The needle ones. Not the long blades, but the needle ones.
Yeah, just use your imagination.
Dad, somehow with this gorging, neck wound, turns on this tractor, and without moving, but acting like he's moving forward. But you can tell...
the background's not moving, but he's bouncing.
And sucks llama in.
Green goo everywhere, and at some point, you can see a full plastic bag filled with
the green goo.
Well, and it's not just green goo. It also looks like somebody had grabbed, organs and stuff like that from like a local market. But you see the bag move through, kind of like the bag was supposed to get punctured, but it didn't get punctured. All this is said, done. Evil llama's gone. Dad is laying on the ground, dying and bleeding out.
And he even goes, "Son, is it bad?" And then the dude puts his hand back on the wound.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Dad's final words: "Tell your mother she's a."
And then the camera's zooming out with them on their knees, and they look up at the stars.
For an uncomfortably long amount of time.
For like 30 seconds, the camera is zooming out, and they're just staring at you, but up in space. The amount of uncomfortable scenes in this movie...
There's a lot of them.
So it gets to the credits, where they play the entire movie in 4 minutes.
So you've got off to the side.
The entire movie.
You got off to the side, all your credits are rolling through. On the other side, the entire movie is sped up. You rewatch it in 4 minutes.
The entire thing.
Now, we had one question, and I love this because we did it with Willy's Wonderland, too.
Yep.
What happened to the egg that the scientists found? Because we never came back to them. Watch till the end of the credits. You find out what happened to that egg.
Which we didn't know till this 6th time we freaking watched it.
Well, we had never watched all the way through.
Yep.
You get to the credits, you stop watching. Well, what you see is the scientists crack open the egg over a frying pan. Green goo comes out, and he sits down and he eats the alien egg.
Scrambled eggs.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Llamageddon.
Brilliant movie. Again, well done.
We didn't exactly explain it as flawlessly as we possibly could, but there's enough there to entice you to please go watch this.
Watch this movie. I am a 5 out of 5 on Llamageddon.
5 out of 5. Drunk, sober, stoned, doesn't matter.
One of the better top 5 B-rated movies that I've ever watched.
It is. It's hilarious from start to finish.
The amount of Easter eggs in it, it's so fun to watch.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad, it's good. And it honestly, yeah.
Couldn't get any worse.
It hit the nail perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect.
So, good job on making that movie. That is Llamageddon, ladies and gentlemen.
You can find that on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
We are not sponsored. We're just dropping a really good product.
Indeed. So, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you once again for coming back, listening to us ramble like complete idiots. We always appreciate it and always enjoy it. And please bear in mind, I sat through this sick just for you.
Just for you.
Just for me. You.
She's physically sick. I'm mentally sick.
All of you have very pleasant nightmares.